With over 2 million apps available on each of Apple's App Store and the Google Play Store, smartphones have grown to become far more versatile than when they first burst onto the scene about a decade ago. And now that trend is evolving into a greater selection of smartphone attachments, from miniature projectors to infrared cameras. So maybe then it shouldn't be too surprising that actual molecular scanners for smartphones are making their way to an iPhone near you. But what the heck is a molecular scanner? Is it like one of those tricorder things that Mr. Data used in Star Trek? Well, actually, yes. Just as the fictional tricorder could give the crew of the Enterprise useful information about their surroundings, real-life molecular scanners analyze the chemical makeup of objects without the need for uber-expensive lab equipment or restraining orders. You see, chemicals with a different molecular structure absorb and reflect light in different ways due to electrons in those molecules existing in different energy states. If it's been a long time since you took high school chemistry and you forgot all this stuff, the gist of it is that a handheld molecular scanner fires a light beam in the near-infrared spectrum, which is used because its higher frequency can penetrate further into objects than lower energy far infrared or radio waves. Once the infrared light hits the object you want to scan, that object will absorb certain wavelengths of light more strongly than others based on its chemical makeup. The light that's reflected back to the scanner is then analyzed to create what's essentially a chemical fingerprint based on how strongly or weakly each wavelength of light is reflected. This kind of scanning, more formally called near-infrared spectroscopy, or NIRS, is used for tons of cool applications. In medicine, NIRS can analyze everything from oxygen saturation in blood in patients with cardiac issues to brain activity by determining hemoglobin concentrations in the brain, all without the need to slice anybody open. But if you're not a doctor and you're interested in getting your hands on the smartphone model I mentioned in the beginning, Consumer Physics has come out with a personal molecular scanner called SIO, which mimics some of the industrial applications of NIRS, such as analyzing agricultural products and pharmaceuticals. But what does this mean for you? Well, Consumer Physics is pitching more everyday uses for the SIO as well, like scanning food and having nutritional information pop up on your screen, since supermarkets typically don't stick calorie labels on ribeye steaks or avocados. Or if you want to take the NIRS for nutrition angle a bit further, you could point this gadget at yourself and it would give you a body fat percentage so you can feel proud or hate yourself accordingly. They've also announced that there will be support for drug identification right out of the box. And no, not those kinds of drugs, so don't expect the cops to carry them around right away. It's designed more for over-the-counter and prescription medicines, so you can tell exactly what's in them. Though, since there are also features for developers, you might be able to test other objects for authenticity in the future. If this particular product takes off, we might see more consumer molecular scanners from other companies, hopefully for less than Consumer Physics' current $300 asking price. But do keep in mind that NIRS isn't meant to be a super high precision method of chemical analysis. It sacrifices some degree of accuracy for speed and ease of use. And while this probably won't matter much to general consumers, it means that I wouldn't bring it into the lab and take its readings as gospel if you're preparing your PhD dissertation in chemistry. TunnelBear makes browsing the internet safer and more secure. It lets you tunnel to up to 20 different countries, allowing you to browse the internet and use online services like video streamers as though you are in a different country. Region locks? They have easy-to-use apps for iOS, Android, PC, and Mac, and they have a Chrome extension as well. It's super easy to use. You either just download the app, or you go to the TunnelBear website, which we have linked in the video description, and it'll actually start downloading automatically. You install it, and you select a country and press on. That's it. No complicated nonsense. Your connection gets encrypted with AES 256-bit encryption, and your public IP address gets switched to whatever country that you selected. The best thing about TunnelBear is that you can try it for free. They throw in 500 megs of data with no credit card required even, and you can kind of go, oh yeah, gee, this is amazing. Not to mention that they have a top-rated privacy policy and don't log user activity. And then once you're like, yeah, this is great, just head over to the link in the video description. That's tunnelbear.com/Linus, and you can get 10% off an unlimited data plan. So thanks for watching, guys. Like, dislike, check out our other channels, or leave a comment if you have suggestions for future fast as possible videos. Or just as a troll for John, just be like, John, your rosy cheeks, they make me so hot. If everybody does it, it'll be very funny, because he does read the comments.